Hello, this is the Live Wild podcast and I'm your host, Hilary Rose. My guest on this episode is comic, presenter and actor Kevin McGahern. We chat about how comedy can be meaningful, the lies we find on Wikipedia, and of course, him being a young Marty Whelan.
You know the adjoining room, everyone has an adjoining room sometimes in a hotel.
Yeah.
There was a really noisy family and they were in the room beside me and they were so fucking noisy. And the kids, there was like two teenage girls and they were watching something and they were shouting at each other and they were just making a lot of noise and annoying me. So I just put on, I looked up YouTube, a nun saying the Angelus.
Oh
and
my God.
I've put on a nun saying the Angelus at like normal human volume and it freaked them out and I could hear them whispering and they're like, there's somebody praying next door. Just keep it down, guys, keep it down. And I could hear them go like, do you want a cup of tea? It's like, yes. I could hear them like silently making a cup of tea, trying not to hit the spoon off the edges of the mug.
This episode was so much fun to record. Kevin is so refreshing to chat to, so if you're in the mood for some lighthearted fun, then stay tuned. There's a very special man on the show today. He's a comic, he's a TV presenter, he's a writer, he's an actor, and now he's a podcaster. Is there anything that Kevin McGahern can't do? Kevin, how are you?
Hello, Hilary Rose. How are you getting on?
I'm wonderful.
Thank you very much for your wonderful feather fluffing intro there. My feathers are very much fluffed.
I'm still asking the question. Is there anything you can't do?
I don't know. I think you could ask, is there anything I do well?
Oh.
I can half-arse a lot of things. I'm a jack of all trades, but like not an expert at none.
Well, I like this because I feel like you're going to go down in Irish history as one of those like super famous personalities that everyone kind of knows, but you've done everything in every media form possible. You're kind of like a young Marty Whelan.
Oh, that's exactly who I'm going for.
It's exactly
Marty Whelan started off doing silly sketches on RTE. He pivoted, did loads of game shows. He's beloved.
Yeah.
He still has a bit of sex appeal well into his whatever he is now. He's in his 70s now, I suppose.
I'll be the judge of that, but go on.
I don't think how dare you attempt to hold the monopoly on whether Marty Whelan's sexy or not.
Fair enough.
It's not the 90s, Hilary.
Yeah, it's true, actually. It's not our Republic of Delhi days.
I think heterosexual men are allowed to compliment other heterosexual men. And there's nobody more hetero than Marty.
Do you know what I mean? And yourself, it'll be known.
And myself. Rampantly heterosexual.
Yeah. Marty Whelan, that's exactly what I was thinking this morning. I was like, he's like a young Marty Whelan.
All I need to do, if I can end up spinning that wheel towards the end of my career, I'd be delighted with myself. The winning streak wheel.
I don't think you're far away from it. Sorry,
thanks very
Marty.
much.
Sorry about that, Marty. I think
I don't know if that was an insult to me or Marty's health.
You're closer than you think, Kevin.
Wow.
Oh God. You see, the boldness comes out in me when I talk to comics and when I talk to people who I used to work back in the Republic of Telly days.
I think that's a good thing. I was listening to a podcast about, I don't know if you know the film director John Ford. He did like The Quiet Man and The Searchers, a load of cowboy films. Brilliant, amazing director. But he was Irish, as in his parents were Irish. But everyone who spoke about him, they were like, do you know what? If he liked you, you know, he treated you like shit and he gave you dog's abuse. But if he didn't like you, he'd just ignore you and you just weren't there. And they were saying, what an unusual man. And I was like, that describes every Irish person I know. Like,
so true.
I love giving abuse to people I love because I like getting it back. And it's kind of like wrestling as a child.
Yeah.
But if I'm not particularly fond of somebody, I'll just be like very polite. Like, hello,
God,
how are you? Thank you.
Same. I'm actually the same. It was Dominic
It's a real
McHale.
telltale sign.
It kind of is. Dominic McHale, who plays the guard in The Young Offenders. Like, obviously, most of our scenes are together and we're really close mates. Like, he's just such a wonderful person. But he's like, Hilary, it's so interesting to observe you in company with people who you don't click with, because you are like you're like a politician. They'd never know the difference.
I was going to say like a member of the royal family, but yeah, politician. I don't know. I think royal family is closer because it's very much like, yes, hello, how are you? Yeah. And are you enjoying Cork? Yes. Thank you. You simply must try the English market. It's wonderful this time of year. Thank you.
Yeah, it's exactly it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Yes, Thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, but then it's like others who I know, I'm like, the bowled
Just
Hilary
dogs abuse, yeah. Just give dogs abuse. It's good crack.
I had a look on Wikipedia about you, right? Now, I don't trust Wikipedia anyway, and I don't trust what you might have written on Wikipedia about yourself either. It's the truth.
I'm not sure how do you get into Wikipedia? How do you have to belong to a club to sort of be a Wikipedia person, a Wikipedia file? Who writes Wikipedia?
Anyone can. Like,
so that's why it's full of lies, is it?
I think so. Yeah. Like, I think so. I think like I mean, to be honest, I had a profile up there. I didn't put it up. I have no idea who wrote it, but I was like, parts of that are scarily accurate. I don't know how the person knew that. And then other parts were just complete lies. So,
because I'd had a look at mine and a lot of it was taken from interviews, but sometimes I lie in interviews.
I see. I knew that.
Yeah.
I knew that.
Why? Now, what's on it? I haven't checked in it on a while.
It said that you did a degree in animation. And I was like, that's interesting.
That's true. Yeah,
is it true?
Yeah,
okay.
That's true.
Okay. All right. It also says that you had 2 kids. And I was like, you've got 1, don't you?
No, I've got 2 now.
I didn't know that.
So it's obviously updated because it's obviously been updated in the last year or so because he's only a year old. So
congratulations. Well, I didn't know. It's like I'm pretty sure.
That's true so far. So, okay, Wikipedia is telling the truth so far. Anton's weird.
Don't think so. Didn't go into the personal stuff. I was like, I'll leave the fetish area. Are you going to have a look at it now? Can
I still talk to you while looking it up?
Yeah, you can.
McGahern. I spelled my name wrong. Fuck's sake.
McGahern.
Okay. Yes, early life, Wolverhampton. That's all true. Early Steve Martin, Dylan Moran. Yeah, I said that.
Did you? Yeah.
Billy Burns, Hardy Bucks, Bridget Neyman. No Fast, Nova Jones. Activism. I wouldn't call him. Often uses satire for activism. That is such a load of shit. Oh yeah, I remember when that went in because I did a sketch with Tara Flynn for the marriage equality referendum.
Oh,
and therefore I am an activist.
It's another string to the bow.
I tried to take that down because I thought it just made me sound like a wanker, and it wouldn't let me. I tried to delete part of my Wikipedia page, and it wouldn't let me. And I was like, oh, maybe because I'm not part of the club or something.
You're not a Wikipedia file. So.
I'm not a Wikipedia file.
I remember being on the set of Smother with you, and I actually had great crack.
You were very serious in that show.
I was very serious in that show.
I was afraid to talk to you, actually. I was like, oh, that's Hilary the actor, not Hilary the messer.
Now, this is funny because I remember like the way it was situated when we had the group family scenes. They always put you and I together, and we were in the background. And I just sat with you laughing for about 3 days. That's all I recall.
Yeah, that was
great crack. It was really good crack. But I remember at one point you said to me, how did we get in here? Because we started off on Republic Telly, and I don't think that they understand that we're just a bunch of messers. And that's interesting because I was like, well, no, hang on a sec now. I'm actually an actor, but and you were like, oh, I don't know, Helen. I was like, no,
I'm not at your level, Kevin. That was just a little side project.
It's so funny. But out of all the things that you do, like, what do you, like, I know you're multitasking, but like, what what's your favorite? Let's get to that question. What's your favorite of all the things? Is it stand-up? Is it acting? Is it presenting? Like, what lights your fire?
I like the social aspect of stand-up. So I like everything apart from the actual being on stage. I like the festivals or hanging out. I love hanging out with other comedians. In terms of, yeah, I do. It's the best crack ever. It's that kind of sparring we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
That kind of slagging. It's like Olympic level slagging.
That's true.
And you'll usually get hit more times than you land punches.
Yeah.
But when you land a good punch, it feels great.
And everyone's there to witness it as well. They're all like, oh.
Everyone's there. Like Carl Spain is the ultimate in slagging everyone else. Like he just is unbelievably good at it. And I remember we were at a wedding and I was wearing like a red velvet jacket. And Carl saw me and there's a load of comedians around. And Carl's like, well, Kevin, tell me, do you ever manage to keep any of those horrible jackets from Republic of Telly? And I said, oh, very good, Carl. Love the suit. Did Brian Cowan have a car boot sale? And everyone went, oh. And Carl was like, he's like proud of me almost. He was like, that was very good. That was actually very good.
He was super impressed.
Yeah.
I'll never
forget. In terms of acting, like I find something like Smother, I'd find it more high stress than comedy. Because when you're acting in like a comedy show, you know how well you've done immediately. Because like if you do a funny take, the crew are laughing, and if you can make the crew laugh, then you're like, okay, I'm fine. But like rarely in a drama does the sound man come up to you and just goes, by the way, that was brilliant. I was so moved. He's just thinking about what time we're getting off at lunch. He's not really thinking about the drama that's unfolding. But with 100%. A comedy, if you make the crew laugh, then you know you're doing a good job. So I find that more relaxing.
Yeah.
What about you? Are you the same?
Yeah, I think, do you know what? Even when it's comedy or drama, yeah, of course, like when it's comedy and everyone's laughing and chatting about it afterwards, that's always a really nice reminder. But I think even when it's drama, when you're in the moment and it works, everyone knows it. Like, you know it. Who you're playing against knows it. Everyone knows it. There's just this kind of weird, like, clearance almost.
Yeah.
So nobody has to say anything afterwards. It's just like, oh, yeah, we got that take, you know? So, yes. And I can feel that and I love that. And sometimes sometimes like equally when I'm not getting it, I'll put my hand up and say, I'm so sorry, I'm missing something here. I'm not getting it. Can we have one more shot at this? Because I feel like there's something missing that we can just get.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I fuck up even more.
That's interesting. See, I'm not sure if I've ever had that. I'm not sure. It was sometimes, you know, when a director is going like, that was brilliant. Oh, love. You're wondering like, is he just plumossing me to keep me relaxed? So, you know, it's like dealing with a horse. You don't want to fucking spook the horse. You want to say, hey, you're doing a great job, horse. Like, you know, it's hard to trust people's compliments, I suppose.
Yes, I agree. I did a project recently and she's like, that was wonderful. And I was like, that was absolutely terrible. I don't know how you can say, so now I don't trust you, because we all know that was terrible. So.
Yeah. There is, because I know from being on the other side of things, like it's always best if an actor does a shit take, just say, do you know what, we're just going to go again. The fucking sound man fucked up there.
Big time.
Sound man fucked up. So all actors think that sound men are terrible. Fucking poor sound men are going like, I'm doing my job really, really well. It's this prick can't fucking emote properly.
It's like once again for camera, once again for sound, and they're like, there's nothing wrong with us.
Sorry, there's a plane went over. Like, we have to do it again. But this time, try not doing it so shit.
Yeah, that was, I remember getting pretty much that direction. Yeah, just do it again, but like better. Okay.
Do you know what would be great if you weren't so shite at your job? Try that. Let's try that for the next take.
In fact, let's try it for the entire series. How about that?
Just for the rest of the run. Just try and be good at your job.
Give it a shot. See how it works out. How did you get into performing? Was there something that you like? What's the genus of it? I always think that a seed is planted very young in performers. Was it something that you saw on TV, or were you just doing it at home? Or
not so much at home. I think I was always big into movies. And I did love comedians in particular, but I didn't really think that anyone could be a comedian. You'd see Robin Williams on a chat show, and like, I just thought he was like an alien or something. He just came down from space. I never thought like, I'd love to do his job. I think it was because I was so crap at sports, and I was in a place where really there was nothing but football. So in order to sort of feel, I suppose, less alone or less of an outcast, I realized by being kind of funny or making fun of your own inadequacies, you'd kind of own your inadequacies. And then
comedy as self-defense, almost, really. Yeah,
by self-deprecating, you're kind of going like, I'm okay with being shit because I don't give a shit about football, actually. And then you it's kind of a defense mechanism or body armor, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I think that was kind of the start of it. And then I just liked making little comics in school, and I was always big into art. So I kind of thought animation would be the route I would go. And then I kind of just fell into stand-up.
And why didn't you continue with animation?
It was way too hard.
Yeah,
it was like to tell a 5-minute story takes 3 months. It's like a long time. It's such a long process. Yeah. And then I was working for freelance in an animation studio, and I started doing stand-up at night, and I was like, I'm kind of getting the same buzz out of this. I'm getting the same, and it's much quicker and much cheaper, and in fact they pay you eventually.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is kind of I'm getting my fix here. I don't really need animation anymore. I'd like to go back. I would like to go back, but I'm very lazy. But we'll see.
I would say relaxed.
Yeah, that's what I tell my mother.
That's well, you can tell her this. One thing that was said on Wikipedia was you've got a low-key yet alert interviewing style.
Yeah, I read that. Yeah, low-key yet alert. What does that mean? He's like, I'm awake, but just barely.
I'm awake, but I haven't washed.
I'm awake, but unwashed. Yeah. Yeah.
That could be. We might just edit your Wikipedia. He has an awake but unwashed interviewing style.
Yeah, please do.
If it pops
hit
up,
up my
you'll know
Wikipedia. Make me sound less pretentious.
What's the worst comedy death you've ever suffered, do you think?
Ooh, that's easy, actually.
Oh.
Well, there was a lot of deaths, but they weren't really memorable. But this one was particularly memorable. So I got a message from a friend of mine who's moved to New York, and he messaged me and he said, hey, Kevin, a lad I used to be friends with. Now, the word used to is very important.
Okay.
A lad I used to be friends with is running a gig, and it's for charity. Would you like to be a part? And I said, yes, that sounds good. Charity is always nice to do. Mm-hmm. So he goes, Grant. A couple of weeks later, I get the poster, and the poster looks like a child made it on MS Paint. It just looks really unprofessional. And there's no mention of a charity. It just says for mental health. Just the concept, of mental health.
Okay.
So he's also, the guy organising it has put himself as the MC. And this is his first time ever doing comedy. First gig ever. So it gets closer to the gig, and it's in a pub down by the Quays. And I arrived down there, and Paul Marsh, who's a comedian and he's also a firefighter, he was on the bill. He meets me outside and he's like, Kevin, walk away, man. Walk away.
Oh, God.
And I was like, what's going on? And he's like, this is an absolute joke. Your man hadn't booked the room. He just arrived at a pub, just told everyone to come to a pub, arrived at the pub and said, here, have you got a microphone? I'm doing a gig for charity. And they actually did give him a microphone. And they're like, well, you know, there's people already downstairs, you know, there for a nice, they're on a date, like. So he went around with a bucket and started charging them money for mental health. So I get down there. Oh yeah, Paul's like, every comedian is pulled out apart from you. And they've all been replaced with newer, different comedians. And he was like, if I was you, I'd fucking run. And I was like, do you know what, man? Nah, these are the gigs that make you. I was like, would Dave Chappelle run away from a gig like this? I was like, no, you're only worth your salt if you're able to do the bad gigs. So I really arrogantly and stupidly went downstairs, and I knew the barmaid, actually. It's a new enough bar. And I was like, what is the crack with this lad? And she said, oh, I don't know, man. So I gave her my bag, and your man comes over and he's like, hey, Kevin, how's it going? Thanks for making it. Yeah, everyone pulled out and they've been replaced. Come here, I'm going to MC, but I'm a little bit nervous, so I'm just bringing people straight on. So straight away, the whole thing's pointless. He goes, do you want a drink? And I was like, nah, man, you're grand. And he ordered him and his mates a load of drink at the bar, and I didn't see money being exchanged. And I said to the barmaid, I was like, come here, has he got a tab? And she's like, yeah. And she's like, and the name on the tab is the word depression. And I was like, fuck me. So he's actually going up and saying, give me 4 vodkas and Coke and stick it on depression. So I'm pissed off. The guy before me is on, and the guy running the gig, halfway through his set, the guy running the gig goes up, wraps toilet roll around the comedian's body, and the comedian's like, what the fuck are you doing? And man says, oh, I'm wrapping you up, which kind of did make me laugh. I'll admit.
Fair enough.
But at this stage, I was pissed off. I was like, this is a scam. There's no charity. This guy's an absolute joker. He's wasting my time and everyone else's time, and he's scamming. So I went up on stage and I just started berating him. And I was like, this is the worst gig I've ever done. This guy's such a fucking chancer.
No.
And he's taking advantage of all of you here. And you know what? I think we've had enough comedy. So I just walked off stage thinking like, it'll be fine. Nobody gives a shit. But I was immediately surrounded by his entire family and friends. And I realized, oh, of course, the only people who came to this are his people. So there was like 12 or 13, 14 people around me. My back was to the door and they were screaming in my face. They were like, how fucking dare you, you fucking arrogant prick. I was like, big telly man, huh? Big telly man coming down and thinking he's better than the little man. And I was like, there's no charity, man. There's no charity involved. This is a scam. And his dad, they were holding, the brothers were holding back his dad. His dad was ready to rip my throat out. And they were like, it was his dream to do stand-up comedy. And I was like, then he should have fucking done it in an open mic instead of organising a fake charity. And they were just screaming at me. And the barmaid just threw my bag at me. And another comedian, E-Man, just opened the door, grabbed my shoulder and just pulled me out. And we just ran like fuck. Ran to the International and hid. And I was like, that was an eye-opener. I don't think I'd ever... Oh, so that I think the moral of the story is, Paul Marsh, when a fireman tells you not to go into a building, you listen to that fireman. It's burning to the ground.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My
I think that was
God.
the worst, most scariest experience.
That was the activist in you coming out, you see.
That's my goddamn activism soul.
There you go.
Wanting to appear to do charity.
What was the what was the conclusion of it?
There was no conclusion. I think it was just...
The conclusion was you weren't murdered is the first thing.
The guy, that wasn't murdered, yeah. The guy was a chancer. And I don't think there was a charity actually involved. If there was, it didn't say it anywhere on the poster, or
Oh my God.
there was nobody there to accept a big check at the end of the night, like, you know.
Oh my God. So there's no winning streak. There's no check like winning streak.
No, it was definitely not. No.
Oh my God. Okay, so that's your death. What's the worst death you've ever witnessed? You're going to hang someone out to dry here, but
it's a good while now since I saw a really bad death. You see more when you're starting off.
Yeah.
When you're doing like open mics, and you see can you hear my child screaming outside?
I thought that was a cat.
I think she's killing a cat. She's all right. I think it was a happy scream. It wasn't a scream in pain.
Sure.
No, I'm not going to. To be honest, none comes to mind. I think you wipe it from the memory.
Yeah.
But it's a business where you see where deaths are way more cringe-inducing. Like, it's the one art form people feel really, really bad for you if you're dying on your arse. Yeah. Like, if a musician singing a song that nobody likes, people just sort of talk over it. But a comedian dying on their arse, it's skin crawling. It's awful, like, you know.
It is, and there's a certain level of compassion, I think, that goes with that as well, which is interesting. Like, if you see like an actor, I don't know, have a good job and then have a bad job, it's a bit like, you know, they've sold out, or there's less compassion, I think, for the actor doing that, you know.
I think the concept of selling out as well is very 90s. Do people really give a shit about selling out anymore? Isn't the whole point in selling out?
I couldn't agree more. I'm like, pay me. I'm here to sell out. I'm here to sell out.
Yeah, it's like, you'd always hear it about punk bands. Like, you know, I was into them when there was only 4 people into them, and they weren't making any money, and they were sleeping in vans. And now they've got a record deal. And it's like, that's the fucking aim of the game, man.
Yeah.
The whole thing is to get so good that people will pay you. You want to sell out.
100%. You want to survive. You want to have, you know, not just survive, but to thrive and have career and longevity in your career. Yeah. And you can't do that without capital, you know.
I think it's a very Gen X notion, selling out.
I don't think it's even Gen X. I think it's just kind of youthful idealism.
Yeah,
across all generations. Because you know, I used to lecture for quite a while with students, and they were school graduates. So when they were coming to me, they were like, you know, 20, 21 upwards. And they were going into acting and theatre. And there was always like, I remember one person was like, I'm never gonna work for RTE. I was like, all right, you've just wiped a whole slide of your career potentially off
Radio Iceland. I'm going to do some work for it.
Yeah. You know,
whatever.
I'm just going to do my own work. I'm not going to take any state money. I was like, all right. So Arts Council funding.
Yeah. No. Youthful idealism, I think. Yeah. As you said, that's a good one.
I think that's it. In the back of my mind, it's funny though, I've always kind of felt that, you know, working in comedy and entertainment, especially I suppose back in the more Republic of Telly days and the Fear, and then we moved into more kind of comedy drama and stuff. In the back of my mind, I always felt, comedy's not meaningful enough. You know, it's not meaningful enough. And I had this be in my bonnet about it for quite a while. And then I finally let it go. But it was lovely because recently I did a project, and post-filming, we were in a pub. It was in Waterford. And this really lovely man came up, a massive man with shovel hands, and he shook my hand and he said to me, thank you so much for all the laughter and all the entertainment over the last decade. I really, really appreciate it. And it really caught me. I got really emotional and I couldn't even answer him. And I was just like, oh okay, thanks, brilliant. Nice to meet you. And then I went, it does mean something to some people.
Yeah, I think there's two ways where comedy can be incredibly meaningful. There's the way in which you've just said there, like you could be doing really lowbrow stuff and think, oh my God, this has no meaning at all. But you could have, that fart sketch you made could have got somebody through a really dark period of their life.
Yeah.
You know? And the other way of looking at it is that you make comedy that in itself has meaning. Like I remember listening to Chris Morris, who did like the Day-to-Day Brass Eye and Four Lions, stuff like that. And he's only interested in making like satire that will actually change people's opinion on very serious issues. So you can search for meaning in that by the content, or you can be content in the knowledge that what you're making, no matter how silly it is, it's probably going to help somebody who really needs it, you know? So there's definitely meaning in comedy, I think, you know?
Do you think that laughter is possibly the best medicine?
No, I'd say it's probably chemo or like just paracetamol. Depends what you have, Hilary. Really depends what you have. I wouldn't be the one to like go to a doctor, honestly. I wouldn't be the man to talk to. What are your symptoms?
Don't self-diagnose with Kevin. You have a website, Ask Kevin.
Yeah, WebMD job. I'd just be looking it up. Oh yeah, go on ahead. On the side, I'd just be typing into my computer.
That's what most of them do anyway. I'm convinced of it.
Yeah, I'm convinced as well. And they go off to a little room and come back. That's why they ask you in reception, like, what do you have? So the doctor looks it up, and then he comes in. You've got TB.
Do you know what you should do? Go have a good laugh for yourself.
Go and have a good laugh.
That'll air out the lungs. Good laugh.
Neil Delamere is playing tonight. Go and watch Neil Delamere. But doctor, I am Neil Delamere.
Well, there's a shortage of GPs now in the country coming up, so you can diversify into that. That could be your next thing.
That is true. Yeah, there's not a shortage of comedians.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I remember this show you did in the States a long time ago. And yeah. This show, like the Live Well podcast, isn't a political show in any shape or form. But I suppose looking at that, did you feel like it was an eye opener? And also, I think now it feels like it's coming full circle because, the US elections are in November and it's Trump on the cards again. Do you think it's changed? Like America or the state of the nation has changed since then? Or is it the same? Hey. If you're enjoying this podcast and you'd like to show us your support, if you like, you could buy us a coffee using the Buy Me a Coffee app or online at buymeacoffee.com/livewildpodcast, or just click the link in our show notes. It will take you there. Alternatively, you could like, subscribe, or share the show with your mates or on social media. It really helps us bring you the very best show. Thank you so much for your help.
So yeah, I was there in 2016 when Trump was running, and I do remember at the time I was shocked at just the sheer amount of support he had. Like we'd speak to everybody. If we were in a pancake house, we'd ask the waitress how's she voting. We'd ask taxi drivers, we'd ask everyone we met, and we were in like 15 different states. Pretty much everyone was either enthusiastic for Trump or not happy with the choice of the two of them. I met maybe one or two people who were enthusiastic about Hillary, which was like kind of mind blowing considering the way it was kind of presented to us in the media,
Yeah.
This time round, I think his followers are more solidified, but I think there's also a lot of fatigue. Like, I think what appealed to a lot of people about Trump wasn't really his policies. It was kind of the same way a comedian appeals to you. Like, love him or hate him, he's fucking gas. Like, he is. Everything he says, I'm just like, what a fucking hilarious bastard. And I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing with him. I'm just laughing at how insane. Today he said something. His most philosophical statement today was also hilarious. I saw him today. He said, "Life is what happens when you're waiting to die." Like, it's like John Lennon, but like a depressed John Lennon statement. But I think his shtick is kind of wearing thin. I don't think he has any new material. and you always need new material. You can't be coming back 4 years later with the same fucking set. So I think a lot of the middle ground people are kind of bored by him.
Interesting.
And you can only plug hate so long.
That's
hate,
what,
hate,
yeah.
You know, people get fucking sick of hate. They're looking for a change.
They're looking for a change, yeah. I think it comes from both parties as far as I can see, particularly when Biden was,
Jesus
they were
Christ.
chit-chatting back and forth. It was like watching toddlers fighting, arguing.
Yeah, they literally start arguing about who's better at golf at the end of it.
I mean, it was if that's the state of the nation, because it obviously affects us over here. Decisions that are made there affects us, whether we like it or not over here. So it's interesting to interested to watch it rather. I'll never forget my son. I'll never forget the first election where he was elected, and I was up and I watched the election live, and I was up because my son was a baby at the time, and I watched it live, and I remember just being there going, no, what have you done, America? It was just like nuts.
See, the scary thing now is I don't think he expected to get in the first time. Do you remember when he won and he was like the president of the United States, and he came out and he was like, holy fuck, and he had a look on his face of a man who he did not intend to win, and he's like, what the fuck do I do now? So I don't think he had any intention of really winning, and he didn't have his ducks in a row. He didn't actually achieve that much, for better or for worse. But now, if he gets in now, there's a lot of people waiting on the sidelines, and they're waiting for the opportunity to get all their nasty little rules brought in. So I think more is at stake now.
And there's no sign of Melania. Where is she?
She's gone. She's fucking gone, man.
She's long gone, isn't she?
She's long gone. She's long gone, lad.
Not a dicky bird. Not even a mention of her not being there either. There's not even a mention.
Yeah, it is a different vibe, definitely, to the last election.
Yeah.
But fuck me, entertaining as hell. So entertaining.
Sure is. Sure is.
I watched a clip of it was comparing. Remember when Bin Laden was killed? And
sorry, I just know where you were going with that. Okay, go on.
Remember when Bin Laden was killed? And they were comparing the moment when Obama announced it to when Trump announced. Hey, Trump fucking got this guy. I don't know his name, but it was some Arab terrorist dude. And Obama came out and he was really like down the line, and it was really emotionless. And it was like, ladies and gentlemen, at 4:15 standard time, the terrorist Osama bin Laden was shot and killed. And then Trump comes he's like, Abu Dhabi, Scooby Doo, he died like a dog, a good dog. Trump and Obama's like, I'd like to give credit to our amazing members of the SEAL Team 6 or whatever. And then Trump's like, nobody gives me credit, but that's all right. I don't really get credit. And it was just the comparison between the two is fucking, he makes me laugh so much, even though I'm terrified of the man.
He's terrifying. Terrifying. I would go as far as saying grade A narcissist, like frightening stuff, but I don't want to be sued. Apparently.
Yeah. I remember John F. Kennedy's phrase was, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Trump's very much like, ask not what your country can do for me, ask what your country can do for me. That'd be nice. I'd like some stuff. Yeah.
I like more gold.
He's very much a self-serving man in the one job. He can't really be self-serving.
100%. You have done another travel show, Cheap European Homes, with Maggie Malloy.
That's exciting. Right. Myself and Maggie traipsing around Europe, looking at gas.
She did. So I had her on the season 1 of the Live Well podcast because I love Cheap Irish Homes. I thought it was brilliant. And I love the work that she's doing online and stuff. And then I saw that you had done the European version. I was like, brilliant. How'd it go?
Yeah, so it was class. We've done about 5 episodes. We've one more to do, I think. But Yeah, so they're expanded it to an hour. So Maggie shows them the house, and then I show the couple, kind of just show them around the place and introduce them to people that are relevant to their move. So if you want to set up a bakery, I introduce you to a local Irish baker who's done the same thing.
Nice.
So it's good. I get to chat to people, and we get to visit lovely parts of Europe, you know.
Yeah.
But mostly
What's your
Spain and
favorite?
France.
Yeah, I was going to say. Okay, fair enough.
Most Irish people just wanted to go Spain and France. Yeah.
What is your favorite part so far? Like what location?
I don't know. I like the little places. I like little hilly villages. To be honest, Hilary, it's a fucking blur. And if I'd literally have to take out my phone and go on Google Maps and go like, oh yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, because when you're filming,
I'm not going to bullshit through it.
That's absolutely fair enough.
I remember there's one place with cobblestones. I like that place.
But it's so true. When you're filming, you just like, it's like time stops. You know, you don't know what's what.
Yeah. And you don't get that much time.
You get no time.
And you know what? The nicest place I was in, I had food poisoning. So,
ouch.
And usually you might get one day off if you're lucky. And I spent an entire day in a hotel that, like, something out of The Godfather. Like, it was the most beautiful hotel I'd ever been in, and I just spent the day shitting. It was just non-stop, Hilary. It was.
At least you were shitting in a nice hotel. There's nothing worse than shitting in a bad hotel.
That's it. Like, I was looking out the window, and like the sun was just like coming through the leaves and was shining on this lovely horse outside. And there was like an orange tree and a horse, and I was just like, I was doing the most disgusting thing in the most beautiful place in the world.
Like many before you.
It was such a contrast.
It's a good old purge. Good old clear.
And it was only after a while I realised there was a couple on their honeymoon next door to me. And like, I was just non-stop. And they were just trying to enjoy, like, sitting out on their porch outside.
And you're like, oh God.
Jesus Christ. Jesus fucking Christ.
Somebody help me.
Somebody fucking help me. I'll have another banana. I think, I was just eating bananas and biscuits.
Oh, yeah. Stiffen the old stool, the bananas.
But yeah, that was a lovely place. And you know what? I didn't even get it off their food. I got it from a hot dog I had in Dublin Airport. So it's my own fault.
Oh, killer. Yeah, that is.
I brought bacteria into their country.
You did. That is your own fault.
So I'm sorry to just bring it into such a disgusting place, but that's the first thing I think of.
Well, do you know what? I'll tune in and I'll be like,
try and guess the day that I had food poisoning.
I'll be like, watch the episode going, that's the day he had the shits. Definitely. Look at him, he's pure pale, he's washed out.
Oh God.
How did we end up here in the chat? Anyway, it's funny actually, because when I asked you to come on the podcast, I remember you being slightly reluctant, and you were like, Hilary, like, I don't do any of that spiritual stuff like you do. And I was like, no, it's a good balance, because like, I'm into that spiritual stuff in my day-to-day life. But I said, it's a lifestyle podcast, so it's a good balance to have.
Yeah.
But I am curious, have you ever ventured down like the alternative healing or the spiritual route that you want to share?
I tried ayahuasca once, if that counts. Does it?
I think that's okay. That can fall within that remit, yeah. Do you know what it is? I think more than anything, like, trying ayahuasca is one thing, but I think it's more like, what would be the term? Self-knowledge. You know what I mean? And that can help get you there, is what I would.
Well, like, I recently downloaded like 10 philosophy books.
Oh.
And I feel great about it.
Have you listened to them?
I literally haven't read one of them. I haven't read a page. But just knowing that they're on my Kindle makes me feel I'm a pretty smart guy. I feel like, in The Matrix where like he learns kung fu through a fucking tube in his head. I feel like I feel like I'm actually achieved zenness just by buying the books.
I think it's a start though. What are the books?
They're kind of all the major ones. Let me see. Will this light up when I open it? They're all the kind of major ones. They're Meditations by Marcus Aurelius.
Oh, good. Do you have Autobiography of a Yogi in there?
Plato, The Complete Works. I don't have Yogi Bear. No.
That's the one that Steve Jobs gave to everybody at his funeral. Do you know that? Well, he didn't hand them out himself, but he arranged for them to be handed out.
Who wrote that?
Yogananda. Yeah. Autobiography of a Yogi. There you go. It's good.
On Liberty by John Stuart Mill. Plato, Complete Works. Bertrand Russell's The Problem with Philosophy. Complete Works of Nietzsche. I'm getting into some serious stuff. Yeah, 5 Dialogues by Plato. And then you have like stuff that I actually read. Like Batman 1989 Red. That's red, all right. Yeah, that's 100% red. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, that's red. RoboCop versus the Terminator, red.
I didn't even know it was in a book form. Wow.
Well, it's a comic. It's a comic film. So yeah, I've yet to read the greatest books on philosophy, but I have read the comic of RoboCop versus the Terminator.
That's important too.
It's a start light.
Yeah. Yeah. That was the first thing I did as well, was like buy a lot of books. And they weren't just all philosophy, it was all like Eckhart Tolle, A New Earth and all those things. Mm-hmm. And do you know what? It's been kind of 5 years since I kind of really took a deep dive on this journey, and I need to go back and read them all, because you get halfway through and it's like I can't comprehend any of this stuff. I feel like I have a better picture of it now, I think. Are
you quite good for like every day you meditate or you have your little routines? Are you quite good at sticking to them?
No, in the sense that, like, kids throw a spanner in the works. No, but like, if a kid is sick or if you've got a work project or something's on, I kind of fall out of it. But I do have a little system where I just meditate in the morning before I get out of bed, and I meditate when I get into bed at night. So that's because I'm guaranteed to do that every single day, is get into bed and get out of bed.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, rather than make it a big, massive production of like having to sit down and have incense and a candle or whatever, I'm like, I can't commit to that.
Like, it's very hard. Do that. Like, it's very hard with kids, even just to have the bathroom to yourself. Never mind like a calm room with a comfy chair. You should develop for people who don't have space in their house, or people with kids, like a soundproof box that you put over your head. And your children like could be going mad, but you'd have this little sort of calm space inside your own cardboard head-shaped box.
It might work, actually. I was only looking at those home recording sound booths.
Yes,
the ones that similar. You stick the microphone, but just put a wider, and you just stick your head into it rather than the microphone.
Yeah, they're kind of cool. You look like Daft Punk.
Yeah. But
just get a fucking get a motorcycle helmet and just stick a microphone in it. Do the same job.
Yeah, that's true. Or I used to record mine under the duvet.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Nobody knows that though.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, "Oh, you're in a sound studio." I am. Yeah.
I am.
I'm in bed essentially with the duvet over me.